Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call to order the Community Redevelopment Agency meeting for Monday, December 22nd. It is 3 p.m. And Madam Clerk, would you call roll, please?
Gerard Paytel,
Here.
Ron Whittington, Megan Edwards,
Here.
Thad Mosley, Kevin Myers, Sydney Talcott,
Here.
Marcus Campy.
Here. Even though we have a couple of our members absent this afternoon, we do have a quorum and we'll be able to conduct business this afternoon. And we do have a short agenda, so hopefully we can get through this quickly so we can all go enjoy our holiday. The first is the courtesy of the floor to visitors. And
I do not have any speaker cards unless the clerk does.
okay, I haven't seen anything either. Looks like we will then move on to approval of the meeting minutes. There are two sets of meeting minutes that were distributed to the members of the board. The first was September 22nd, 2025. Are there any changes or revisions to that set of meeting minutes? I think those are the ones that we did make a slight change to.
Yes, sir.
Very quickly earlier today. Hopefully everybody had a chance to take a look at that. And are there any comments, other changes, recommendations from the, okay. Well, then I'll entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from September 22nd, 2025.
Thank you. Is there a second, please?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We'll just do a quick voice vote on this. All those in favor of approving the meeting minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to the October 27th, 2025 meeting minutes. Any comments, changes from anybody on the board? None. With that, again, I'll entertain a motion to approve the October 27th meeting minutes.
I'll motion to approve the October 27th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Thank you very much. Is there a second? Second. We have a motion and a second, again, by voice vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries, so the October 27th meeting minutes have been approved. Next item on our agenda is old business. I don't know if anybody has any specific items that they'd like to present or discuss. Yes, sir.
I do. The dumpster enclosure in the pier parking lot looks like somebody put some paint on the damage, but the top hinge where it's pulled out is still a hole in the masonry, and the bottom hinge is still present. It's been a while now. If we could maybe get that fixed, and I think somebody mentioned something else in the same area.
There's a question I just have for you, Taylor, is I don't know if you've had a chance to meet with the property owner. That property faces a little bit on First Street between Lynch's and V's Pizza. There's that fence area and stuff like that. Have you been able to meet with them and talk to them about trying to improve that fence line?
Yes and no.
Oh.
Always have to be careful on the record what we're discussing. But I'm actively working with the planning director and code enforcement to make sure, number one, nothing is violating the code, because that would be a pretty quick, simple process. And we are looking for creative solutions on how to incentivize not just that property owner, but all of our property owners downtown on how to make those areas not look blighted.
If I may, Gary, there's another stretch that's just about as bad between 6th and 7th on the west side.
7th on the west side.
On First Street,
on First
between
Street.
6th and 7th on the west side.
And
Okay.
Same property owner, I believe.
that's the old Dolphin Depot site.
Dolphin Depot and Beaches Paint and Carpet and 2 houses that were gone before I got here. Maybe door, I don't know.
Okay.
It's just ugly.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're on it, weren't we going to put some kind of a sign or something in front of that garbage enclosure saying something about it being in Jack's Beach?
I don't remember that we
Because
were
it
ever
just
going to put
struck
a
me
sign.
weird that there's nothing on it telling you where you are. Maybe it's not so much of a photo op, it's kind of grubby around there anyway. There's somebody camped out on the transformer next to it every time I go by.
Okay.
But again, it's just the whole kind of look of that area is
Okay.
not what it could be.
Noted.
Thank you.
I don't know if you had a chance to go by there today, but if there's quite a bit of activity going on at this point in the way of landscaping work and so forth, and
Yep.
it's making a difference, and hopefully we're heading in the right direction with those efforts. But one of the things I guess I'd like to put on the think about for an agenda item in the new year is, could we have a conversation again about construction fencing?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think part of our problem with the downtown is what some of the construction fencing looks like. Actually, there's a good example. If you go down First Street, you get to about, I think it's between 7th and 8th Avenue South. There's a parcel of land where they just recently
Yep.
demoed a couple of buildings. And they did a very nice job in putting up the fencing, putting up some screening, putting up their silt fencing. And it would be great if we could put together a requirement along those lines, something that would reinforce that so that it looks more professional.
Okay.
Any other old business items from anybody? With that, we'll move on to new business. We have one item in the way of new business. That is a resolution to amend the South End redevelopment budget to allocate $100,000 for underground infrastructure repairs in Sunshine Park. I don't know, Taylor, if you want to present that, or if Mr. Barron would like to present it.
While I would love to, I don't think I'm quite as qualified as Mr. Barron, so I'll give a little quick intro. It is pretty straightforward. This is back several months ago when we were kind of repairing some of that asphalt. We also mentioned we were going to have to kind of scope under there and figure out what was actually happening. And Mr. Barron and his team worked together to figure out what was causing some of the issue, and this is a quote to repair that issue. And I will let Mr. Barron
Yours.
answer any technical questions.
Mr. Barron.
I'm not sure exactly what questions. Dennis Barron, Public Works Director of Jacksonville Beach. I'm not sure what questions you may have. I know there was 2 separate quotes doing 2 separate repairs. One involved working on a new manhole. One involved an old manhole. So depending on which way we wanted to do it, which is how we settled in. I apologize. Madam Clerk, you have the wrong documents. You have the ones we originally released on Wednesday that we changed to on Friday.
Yes, it should be on the website, Jody. I'm sorry. The link should be.
So anyway, what we found is we're doing the investigation. We found the manhole was busted apart on the inside of it, and then the pipe that was coming into it was cracked at the halfway point, going longitudinally across the thing. So we need to be able to get in there to be able to repair the pipe, repair the manhole, keep it repaired, make sure it all gets lined so that it won't have any more infill. Then we can be able to backfill that, be able to get it ready to be able to repair the asphalt, to be able to get it back to a surface we can drive on and back open again.
Are there any questions from the board? Don't seem to be. Dennis, just for my information, do you have a schedule for doing this work yet?
We do not. I know there won't be anything happen until after the first of the year. Just they won't be ready to go. But I know G&H is already currently working on some other work in town, so they're available as their schedule needs to be for beginning to schedule the work. So I'm not sure exactly yet what the schedule is. Like I said, we had to wait till we could appropriate the dollars before we could actually cut the PO and get it in their hands and get the contract signed and get everything ready to go. It is based off of a piggyback that we utilize for these kind of repairs.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't have a schedule yet. But as soon as I do know one, I can let Taylor know so she can bounce it back to all you, so you get it.
Yeah, I was going to say as soon as Dennis is able to let them know, I'll send you guys an email and give you a timeline and kind of a rough outline of what we're looking at.
Okay. One thing I would like to ask staff to do would be to take a look at the rest of the parking lot. As long as we're in there and we're doing some fairly significant activities, does it make sense that we need to do some repairs in other areas, particularly around the stormwater inlets? There seems to be a lot of water that gets captured there, and it's not draining very well, and the pavement's starting to break up. And then the wheel stops for the cars, a number of them are broken and rebar exposed, and
So I have a concern, and here's my concern: is we're asking you to appropriate just short of $8,000. $8,000 is not going to go far towards any of those repairs you just mentioned. If we're trying to use contingency dollars to tack it onto this project because we're already going to be here, we need to have a different conversation at the appropriation
I'm
level
sorry,
because
Dennis.
you're not going to be appropriating enough money for me to have the contractor do all that extra work because they're automatically going to be, I don't know what it was, but it was just short of $8,000 in contingency because we kept it.
That wasn't my intent, was to tack it on to
Okay.
this. All I would like
Yeah, the
to
parking
say-
blocks,
what
the
I-
parking
what I would
blocks
like-
and the parking lot actually are part of Parks and Rec. So I say the repair with stormwater, that's why we took lead on it. So we'll have to work with them to figure out the rest, but we can do that.
All I'm asking is that the staff take a look at it, and what do you
Yep.
think needs to be done?
Absolutely.
And if there is more that needs to be done, please come back to us and
Yep.
let's talk about it. It's just that if we've got
We
a
meet again in 1 month.
contractor working there already,
Yeah,
why
understood.
not use him and let's get it done? It's just seems like there's some areas that could use some additional touch up because we've already done that in a couple of areas where some larger repaving areas or
Right.
pavement was redone because of the asphalt breaking up and so forth. But
Yep.
again,
And
it
I'll
was not
coordinate with
intended
Parks.
to be
Yeah.
attached to this specific resolution. That's
Understood.
not the intent.
And I'll coordinate with Parks and Rec on the parking stops, and we
Okay.
can just kind of get a general kind of survey of what maybe needs some attention, and then when we come back to you guys in January, we can see if there's not something we need to do then, or kind of get a plan for going forward.
Very good. Thank you.
Of course.
Any other comments or thoughts? Yes.
Caveat is this is not my expertise. Manholes are not my expertise. In looking at the two options, of course, option one is for a completely new manhole, right, for 92 versus option two, which is a repair for 108. What's the reasoning between why option one is the recommendation versus starting fresh?
So option two requires a subcontractor to come in,
Okay.
which is why the cost goes up significantly because you're hiring one contractor to do part of the repairs. Once they get done, now I got to pick up the phone, call somebody else, schedule another whole crew to mobilize in to come in and do all that lining work. So that's twice as long it's going to be open before that first contractor can actually get done with the work, which is why there was such a cost difference between the two.
Okay.
So it's actually just as good to do what we're doing to be able to make the repair permanent. It's just as permanent a repair. It's just a less expensive repair simply because you don't have that other crew coming in at a separate time to be able to mobilize in.
And I assume the time and the disruption to traffic
Mhm.
and
I mean, it's already been a parking mess for way too long,
Sure.
and I apologize for that. This has been a little bit of a coordination effort, and we've struggled because this firm, the G&H who's doing the work, has just recently gotten back to the piggyback to get back to the beaches for us to be able to get some work back up here. So it's tough if they're not working in the area, we can't get them. But now that we've got them in the area, it's easy to keep them busy doing some things and using them for some other things. So
Have we worked with GH
Mhm.
before? Okay.
fantastic. They've done great work anywhere they've done any work in Jack's Beach. They've done quite a bit. So
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Any further thoughts or comments? If not, then the chair will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the CRA Resolution 2026-04, approving a South End budget amendment to allocate funding for the Sunshine Park infrastructure repair project.
We have a motion and a second. Any further thoughts or comments? If not, roll call vote, please.
Megan Edwards,
Yes.
Thad Mosley,
Yes.
Sydney Talcott,
Yes.
Marcus Campy,
yes.
Gerard Patel.
Yes. Motion passes. Thank you. Thanks, Dennis. The last item on the agenda is items for discussion. Are there any further thoughts or things that any of the board members want to present? Taylor, do you
I
have
do.
any? Okay.
Nothing crazy. I just wanted to run something by everyone. We have a date of January 21st for our first joint meeting of the year with City Council. That will be at our normal time, 3 to 5. But that will be on January 21st, and I will send a calendar invite. And if I remember correctly, I believe all of council was able to attend that date, or maybe all but one. So we're always kind of trying to coordinate schedules. So that will be on the 21st. And I made a note, Mr. Chair, where we were talking about this issue with the construction fencing, that probably would be a very appropriate item to discuss while we're in a joint setting and just kind of get some feedback. So then if we decide to implement something in the way of construction fence screening to make it more aesthetically pleasing. So I will talk to administration, but hopefully we'll just add that onto that joint agenda, among other things. We have a meeting the first week of January internally to go over the last couple of things that we want to talk about for that joint meeting. So as soon as we have the exact list of topics, I will also share that with you all. And then for our other meetings in January, I normally write these down, but sorry, go ahead. So far, just the 21st will be from 3 to 5 with council. Our regular workshop for that day, or that month, excuse me, is, okay, it is not on my calendar, so forgive me. Let me look. And our regular meeting will be the 26th from 3 to 5. I believe our workshop is supposed to be the 14th. But for some... No, council workshop 21st, our workshop 14th, and then our regular meeting. Jody, am I saying that wrong? Why do I feel like that's not right? Sorry, Jody, not to put you on the spot.
I show CRA workshop on the 14th.
Okay. Wow.
Yes.
Okay, good. That sounds weird to me. So 14th is CRA workshop 3 to 5. 21st is a joint workshop between council and CRA. And then the fourth Monday, which would be the 26th, is our regular meeting. And I do anticipate all of those agendas to be pretty packed. So, okay, what better way to start the new year than lots of fun meetings with lots of content?
So we have 3 meetings in the month of January.
Yes, sir.
I think that's a first.
I think you're right. It is. Staff also has a regular council meeting that month and a council briefing that month. So it'll be a very busy month, but hey, hit the ground running.
Will you be putting forth some ideas as to what the council joint session is going to be.
Yes, sir. And I apologize. I did not have that today. Time just honestly this
No.
last week got away from me. But as soon as I'm able to kind of consolidate all that into one document, I will send you guys kind of like I normally do all of the list of upcoming meetings because there are a couple of things on some upcoming briefings as well that I think the CRA would find important. So next week I will get that to you guys in just a list of what all we have coming up and what the topics are going to be.
Okay. Thank you. And
Yes, sir.
it'll be a fun January, but hopefully that'll make it a very productive 2026 for us. That's great. Anything else that you have in the way of items for discussion? Again, any items that the board would like to bring up? None? Well, I want to take the opportunity to just wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, particularly to the board members and to staff, and thanks for a great 25. And I'm really looking forward to 26, so it should be a fun year. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I think I have a motion and a second. We'll just do a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
I
Aye. Merry Christmas.